cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still in it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, back again, billing it. However long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. I just get on the stage and sing, yeah. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit, do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid, 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced, I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being Jen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it. However long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. I just get on the stage and sing, yeah. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit, do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid, 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced, I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being Jen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pace. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, but you want spent. Ain't joking now, I'm being Jen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pace. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, but you want spent. Ain't joking now, I'm being Jen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead. back again. Billing it. However long it takes, man. I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo. New year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 goals. Play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. I just get on the stage and sing, yeah. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still in. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, but you want spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still here, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. I kept my head down, I'm still here. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again. Billing it, however long it takes, man. I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. I just get on the stage and sing, yeah. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still in. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, but you want spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still here, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pace. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being Jen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pace. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being Jen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pace. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I be still it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking now, I'm being Jen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pace. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished. 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still in it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking now, I'm being Jen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pace. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still in it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking now, I'm being Jen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. you watch them all disappear. So bill it, let man cook no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished. 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still in. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, which one spent? Ain't joking now, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pace. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So bill it, let man cook no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, which one spent? Ain't joking now, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished. 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still in. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish one spent. Ain't joking now, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish one spent. Ain't joking now, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished. 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still in. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish one spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish one spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still in. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish one spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish one spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out the back again. Billing it. However long it takes, man. I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo. New year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish one spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again. Billing it, however long it takes, man. I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish one spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still in. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish one spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish one spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way again. Billing it. However long it takes, man. I'll still be here. You know what I'm saying? Yo. New year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, hope you're ready if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still in. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, which one spent? Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, hope you're ready if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, which one spent? Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still in. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished. I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished. 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still in. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish one spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish one spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. back again. Billing it. However long it takes, man. I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo. New year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still in. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again. Billing it, however long it takes, man. I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping, this kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished, kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, wish you want spent. Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished, 10 years on I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up man, bill it, stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, which one spent? Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished. I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again, billing it, however long it takes, man, I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop your head if you're with it. Billing but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still in it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, which one spent? Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did back again. Billing it. However long it takes, man. I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo. New year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, hope you're ready if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. Kept my head down, I'm still it. Do it for me, you do it for them. Don't need saving, which one spent? Ain't joking, nah, I'm being gen. I think you got too many friends. What's done in the dark will come to light in the end. Don't worry about me, I'm walking dead, but I ain't going out like Glenn. Addictive personality, so she come round again. I don't sound like them, I see man on stage and the crowd was dead. I stay out of the way and not in my head, did that and I made 5k. But I need 100 times that number so I can put it away to bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it. Bill it, in it, pop you ready if you're with it. Billing, but I ain't finished. 10 years on, I'll be still it, yeah. Bill it, from the ground up, man, bill it. Stick with it, see results in a minute. In it, you're tripping. This kid ain't got no limit. Billing, but I ain't finished. I kept my head down, I'm still it. Yo, yeah, it's White Tizzy, back again. Billing it, however long it takes, man. I'll still be here, you know what I'm saying? Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get 8 gold teeth. They wanna play with sticks and stones, I'm calling them Jamie T. Up chasing coins like Sonic, could trust me, they don't sleep. Play my songs out of whip, she said keep that shit on repeat. Gotta calculate steps, I gotta take a step back and breathe. Life got busy, I turned 18, moved out, all that I had was a dream. Wanna see all of my people free, but I ain't Martin Luther. Nah, I just get on the stage and sing. Better be ready for stress that all of that paper bring. ADHD, I can't wait for shit. Do my own thing, I hate the script. My man looks like a clone of my man, really he ain't got drip. If I pull up, I'm trying to get paid. 10 toes down, I want set pays. Hop in the booth, the beat get laced. I make it look easy, mate. Can't break down and cry, I put in blood, sweat and years. It's only when you face your fears, you watch them all disappear. So, bill it, let man cook, no skillet. Bill it, lick it, rolled it up and I lit it.
We'll always respect him and give him unbelievable credit because he put his belts on the line tonight against Boots. So, you know, I know Boots is going to want to be undisputed. We didn't get the chance to do that at 147. And, you know, we have Josh Kelly, obviously, who fights on July 25th. And Louis de Cubas has already texted me about the Fondura fight. I think that's one of the best fights that can be made in boxing. And look, he announced himself tonight as, you know, a true superstar of the sport. I said that he would going in. I think Xander did as well, to be honest with you. I thought he was incredible. And that's what Boots does. Like, when you talk about pound-for-pound stars and entertainment, I'm sure the trainers will tell him, can you please not always fight like that? But that's how he fights. Tonight wasn't an exception. He comes in from the first bell looking to take you out. And he walked onto a huge artillery in the third round and got buzzed and came back and showed unbelievable heart himself. It was just, I mean, the fight was incredible. The third round was one of the best rounds I've ever seen in the sport.
Would you rather a fight with Virgil or unification? You as a fan and as a promoter?
Me, unification. Because that's, there's a lot of conversation right now about belts and stuff like that. I'm on the belt side, right? For me, sport is about championships, legacy, and in boxing, there's no bigger legacy than belts, right? And that's what Jaron Ennis wants. He wants belts. So whether that's Josh Kelly, whether that's Fundora, he's going to want to fight the other champions before he moves up to 160.
Eddie, you've worked with a few American champions, but is this the guy now that is really taking hold as the kind of fighter you've been looking for?
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows for so long how good he is, Sean, and he just needed these kind of opportunities. But it's the way that he fights. That's the difference. You've got guys with great IQ that come with a safety-first mentality, which, listen, it's the art of boxing, hit and don't get hit. The people in there, they don't want to watch safety first. They want to watch fights like that. Everyone who left that arena tonight, or everyone that tuned in on DAZN, just went, wow. And that is entertainment. And listen, if he wants to, he can outbox anyone he wants, but he doesn't choose to. He comes in, and it's just like pure box office entertainment. So yes, like when you tell me, you look at that pound for pound list, and you tell me who are the most exciting fighters, and that will see him enter the pound for pound list, in my opinion. But there's a long way to go before we get to where we believe we should be, and that's number one.
They're wrong. I know, but I'm going to get it.
Maybe. I mean, you see it like if he would have just taken him out in the first round or second round, I think it would have been difficult. And Boots is really not happy, to be honest with you. He's celebrating, but I know in his mind he's thinking, "You idiot! What? So, but that's okay. And by the way, those kind of times. But don't forget, that's the first time he's faced any adversity in the ring ever, and he had to come through that, right? So as much as Xander came through moments and got stopped eventually, Boots had to come through a big moment there. And at the end of the day, you never want to be in those moments, but it's good to know you can come through the other side.
Eddie, you said.
Sorry, one second. We've got mics now.
Eddie, I'm sorry if you answered this already, but what was going through your mind in the third round, honestly?
Yeah. Honestly, on the first round, I was on the floor, right, because I was so excited. I thought the fight's over. Second round, coming out for the second round, I thought it's all over in this round. And then third round, he got a little bit lazy. I mean, he just was teeing off and walked onto a couple of huge shots. And I'm like, you just saw him link an arm, and it's like, wow. And then he likes to be in the trenches, right? If you ever watch him spar, or you know about the spars in Philadelphia, that's what he's all about. So he's standing there, not looking to hold, looking to trade. And then you got both guys just trading, and then you come out the fourth round. For him to come back from what happened in the third round and do what he did in the fourth and fifth and beyond, I thought that was incredible. But I had the beauty of my dad being there tonight, watching that, and I was just said to him, it's almost like a lost son. I was like, Dad, what's going on? He's like, listen, son, don't worry. And it was incredible. I mean, that's what we live for, those moments. Just a couple more, and then we'll get Ben up here, guys.
You said the whole week that we would see. Eddie, you said the whole week that we would see another level of Boots Ennis that we've never seen before. What is it that brought that level out tonight?
Xander Zayas. But look at when the level came out. The level came out after 60 seconds. Do you know what I mean? These guys, a lot of these fighters come out and they find their way in the fight, and it's like they go through the gears. You're talking about, look at what he did in the first 60 seconds of the fight. And then after that, it was just all guns blazing. That's what makes him what he is. That's what makes him the most entertaining fighter on the planet, because his skill set is unbelievable. His IQ is unbelievable. But he fights like a crazy Mexican at times.
We know you had a big moment when Katie Taylor beat Serrano in Madison Square Garden. But you had earlier this year a big win with Dalton Smith over Subriel Matias in a war, also an upset. This wasn't quite an upset, but it was an exciting fight, a big fight. Sold a lot of tickets. Is Barclays Center starting to have like a special moment, special place in your heart?
That atmosphere tonight was really special, and this man lit the place up as well. For me, this place, I love the Garden, right? I think it's incredible, but what you saw tonight just an incredible atmosphere, and sold out arena, just incredible. And this man as well, like, sport's about entertainment. Like the thing is you can be entertaining, and you can be, some might say a little bit gimmicky, but when you're elite and you're pound for pound quality, and you mix the two together, what you get is something like this. Do you know what I mean? And then in a minute, something like this when Boots comes, and that's what, like, I'm sitting there tonight. Like I said, my dad was there, and he's like smiling, and he's going, "Cool, you got one here, son." And this is what I say about Ben to people is, don't be fooled by the brashy stuff, and he's a very, very good person, but also when you go to the gym over in Ireland, it's just down a little back road, right? You'd never even really know it was there. He's got one of the best trainers in the world, and like I said before he came in, I just want him to keep believing in himself, because if he starts to really believe in himself, he's going to be unstoppable, because the power right now that he's developed with Andy is frightening. So over for questions for Mr. Whittaker.
Andres, go. So Eddie, Virgil Ortiz was saying that he's going to sleep Jaron Ennis on Twitter immediately after the fight. What's your reaction to that?
Well, he's been asleep for about a year. So let's concentrate on Ben Whittaker, and then we'll get to that.
Andres Gomez with Cornerman Boxing. Champ, congratulations on your knockout victory. Just what you think about the atmosphere of fighting in Brooklyn, and does a part of you wish you could have gotten a little bit more rounds just to display that skill set, that exuberant style that you bring to the fight game?
Yeah, man. Brooklyn was sick. I've always wanted to come to New York to fight, America to fight, and it was a dream come true. You see me start getting in the groove, started dancing in the break. I thought, here we go. We're going to get some highlights now. But when I hit him with that hook, you really can't come back from that. So I was happy the way it went. I would have liked a couple more rounds, but at the end of the day, not going to moan about an early night.
Hello, Ben Whittaker and Eddie Hearn. My name is Brian Lima, and I'm with the Main Event. The question I got for Ben is, you're already a big name in the UK, so what was it like making your US debut and hearing the American fans cheer for you?
Yeah, it's real good. Like I said, on social media, it's good to see the presence there, but to see it in real life is completely different. Just walking the streets of Manhattan and Brooklyn, people saw me, little kids, middle-aged people, old people, and it was an amazing feeling, and it was only right that I put a show on for them.
Dr. Abbey with World Liberty TV Boxing Channel. Really enjoyed your fight, Ben. Who are some of the other opponents you're looking to fight going forward? Maybe Popeye didn't eat his spinach tonight, but so who would be the other fighter? Maybe Eddie can chime into this also.
Well, on paper, he's a good opponent. He fought for a world title at cruiserweight. He only lost on split decision. But I just said, like I said at the press conference, I'm a step ahead. I felt like I was the better fighter, and I showed that. The next challenge for me is getting through Panda Express. Then it's down to my team and management to sort the next fight out. All I do is just train, and whoever they put in front of me, I beat them up.
Ben, congrats on a great performance tonight in Brooklyn. How much do you maybe take inspiration from Jaron Ennis tonight, when some of the things people said about him coming up, they've said about you? Yes, he's very talented, he's very fast, he has power, but can he tighten it up with the fundamentals at the championship level? Do you relate to him at all in that as a talent, and do you take any inspiration from sharing the card with him tonight?
Yeah, of course, he's a great fighter, and to sit ringside and see a fight like that, it was amazing. I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to be in fights like that. I think I'll give my mum a heart attack if I'm honest. But it was a great fight, and everybody's got their own opinion. As soon as you win, they'll always say something. Oh, it was this, oh, it was that. As long as you're winning, and as long as the people are turning up to watch you, that's all that matters.
Hey, Ben, Radio Raheem down in the front. It was surprising to me that Popeye didn't seem to really turn up at all tonight. Yeah. He didn't give you much resistance. I thought he was telegraphing punches. Were you surprised that you didn't get more of an effort out of the opponent?
Not really. I just think he just shows the level when I'm in there. Like I said, he fought for a world title, split decision. He probably should have won that fight, if I'm honest. But it just shows my pedigree, it shows my levels, it shows the distance between these guys. And I made it look easy. That's what the good fighters do. I made it look easy.
How do you compare the atmosphere here tonight with what you've experienced back in England?
Yeah, it was real good, man. Like, I popped out to see the venue, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Then the ring walk was sick. My kit looked sick. It's only right I put the icing on the cake with a knockout.
And last one, what do you put down to your power? The 3 knockouts in a row, the way you're performing. Yeah. What do you attribute that to? 4. Excuse me, 4. 3 early knockouts.
I got a great team, you know. My brother, Jamie Whittaker, is my strength and conditioning coach. He's done a lot in the background for me, really made me strong. Then I went over to Ireland with Andy, and he's not really changed my style, but there's a time and a place to sit down on your shots, and you can see that I'm still having fun, I'm still making them miss, making them pay, but when it's there, I clean them out, and it's nice to see.
Thank you. Welcome to America.
Thank you.
JP Miranda, Latino Sports. Eddie, question for you. Were you satisfied with the level of resistance Popeye showed this evening?
I mean, when you get hit like that, it doesn't really matter what you're coming with. I think Popeye's a decent fighter. I think going in, you can't, you know, this is one of the things. No one was critical of the opponent. Really, everybody said, good step up, right? American debut, very tough. I was there, beat Badu Jack, in my opinion, quite comfortably. I know it's a couple of years ago now, but good fighter, really. But just because you get hit by Ben Whittaker with shots you don't even see, you can't sort of say, oh, well, he didn't show much resistance, did he? I mean, at the end of the day, he was the right opponent for the American debut. We also understand and appreciate there's many more levels to go in the sport and in the division. But he was the right step. You know, when he fought Gavazzi and knocked him out in a round, everyone said, oh, you know, it's just a European level fighter. So he went with Suarez from Argentina, who was like a renowned, durable guy, had a really good fight with Lyndon Arthur, went all the way. He knocked him out in a round. Then Popeye goes 12, like notoriously tough, decent, sort of fringe world level guy, gets banjoed in 2 rounds. Oh, he didn't show much resistance. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what have you got to do? If you keep doing that to the levels, you know, next thing, you know, Artur Beterbiev's too old when he stops him. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you're always going to get criticised. So there's no point listening to that. Just go through what's in front of you. So I think it was actually a body shot after about a minute into the fight where I've seen Rivera's face as if to say, fuck me, what am I in with here?
Yeah, he checked out.
It was like, and he's tough. Like, he's experienced.
Yeah, it was, but when I watched the fight, it was very reminiscent of Boots' last fight, where Boots starched the guy out and he checked out. And then
who checked out? Lima.
That Lima.
Are you mad?
Yeah, pretty
much. Do you know,
much.
every time I have an argument with you, yeah, you are fucking on another planet. Lima. Listen, Lima checked out. He got stopped on his feet. And in his last fight, when he come back from that first round defeat, they stuck him in with a Russian prospect who was 19-0, and he just stopped him away from home. How do you get checked out when you get dropped, get up, and all of a sudden you're fighting back on your feet and you get stopped on your feet, checked out?
He's pretty much.
You do this every time you come to the press conferences, right? You try and ask challenging questions, but they're bullshit questions, right?
Facts.
Well, I'm just going to follow up. So Boots' next fight, he took a significant step up, and this next fight.
Significant step up. He just beat a unified world champion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pass the microphone, man.
In comparison to his next fight's coming up in October.
Who? He's had 13 fights.
Yeah, so
Boots has had 37 fights.
I'm asking for his next fight. Would you?
It'll
like
be you, man. I want to fight you.
Would you like for him to take a dramatic? Well, no, let me just finish the question.
No, because what you say don't fucking matter.
I'm just
right?
asking a
question. Would you? I want to know. Would you? It's got nothing to do with you. It's got to do with me, him, Andy Lee, Will, and the team. Shut up.
As well.
I'm telling you, the next fight will be another step up. Like tonight was a step up, and what you do is you keep stepping up and you keep producing the performances and you keep going through the levels.
Will it be a dramatic step up? Or
It will be a step up, and it will be the step up that him, me, and the team think is appropriate for the timing of his career, and it will have absolutely nothing to do with you.
Hey. All right, Ben, quick question for you. We know you and Eddie going back to Van Cleef before y'all leave New York. We know Eddie loves Stone Island. We know you get fresh. So y'all doing any shopping before you leave the city?
Hey, You heard what you said. We're going Van Cleef, man. I do like Supreme as well, so we'll see. But I just want to thank the guys for backing me all the time. Matchroom, DAZN, my team. I've got a real good team around me. And just touching on that last thing, I saw the Ringside Magazine did a sit-down interview with Gabe Rosado. And he had Popeye to knock me out. He said, hey, he was looking sharp, he was looking strong. If Ben's not on his P's and Q's, I think he'll get knocked out. He's obviously smoking that shit because you know what I mean? Because I did what I was supposed to do. But like I said, you can never please anyone. Like my man in the front, you don't mean no harm, but everyone's got their own opinions. But October, tune in, you're going to see something special once again.
Eddie, back here, suggestions online about Craig Richards in October. Is that one person you'd look at?
No, that's not been discussed. To be honest, we have to start positioning now for a world title. So, you know, we need a big domestic name or a fight that's going to get him mandatory, a final eliminator. At the end of the day, jokes aside, like, you can't go from Rivera to Bivol and Benavidez and Beterbiev. You've got to fight those guys. There's 2 or 3 more in between Rivera and those guys. So we have to go through the levels and understand that he's still relatively inexperienced in a professional code. That was his first completed round tonight in a year, in 3 fights. So that was nice. He's still the highest paid fighter per round on the planet, which is good. And, you know, we understand that, you know, I don't think it would be wise to go from Rivera to Beterbiev or those kind of guys. You've got to fight through the levels. But as you're seeing, he's demolishing these levels, and you're right. Like when you're doing that, you do need a bigger step up than you would do if you went in and struggled and beat him over 10 rounds. Because if we did that tonight, you'd all be saying, "Well, let's just pull it back a little bit." You know, he's only had 13 fights, but instead, it's like, when's he going to fight one of these big guys? So, whilst he's doing what he's doing, let's keep progressing at pace.
Who's a realistic domestic name?
I mean,
you again.
Yeah, I think you know the guys. Loads of them. Boatsi, great fight. Yard, great fight. Willie Hutchinson, great fight. You know, I mean, Callum Smith's going to fight Bivol, most likely. I mean, this is where we've got to be. You know, he's going back to the Midlands now. We'll do a big crowd in the arena, build a great show, and we'll keep on going. Yeah. Oh.
It's an honor. Great job tonight. I was wondering, I had a previous question, but 1v1, because he asked the question, who would win in a fight?
Me and him.
Yes.
Shit.
Round by round.
Nah, man. Nah, I respect him. I was only messing around, but like I said, they've all got their own opinions, man. Like he's saying his part. I said my part. Eddie said his part. But I think Madison Square Garden, me v him, would be good.
Good fight. Yeah, good fight. But on that note, we will we'll let Ben depart, ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen.
man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Ben Wickler.
Big man.
Cheers, mate. Well done, man. How long do you think
Hey! Picture? Me and you, picture?
Again, good chicken.
Great job tonight.
Okay, still waiting for Boots. We should be in shortly, but Eddie's going to take some more questions. Eddie, once the room's clear, okay? Just give us a
1 second, sorry, hold on. Right, guys, just to let you know, Boots will be here shortly. Xander has gone to hospital, so I believe he's fine, just precautions, but he won't be coming in to the press conference. But you're fine to ask me any questions before Boots gets here.
Eddie, drop the knowledge on the fight of Anthony Joshua and Christian Pringa. Who is Christian Pringa in the world of boxing?
I think you know, don't you? I mean, you've been around these parts. East Coast heavyweight, 21 wins, 20 knockouts. 21 wins, 21 knockouts. Decent, say world level, fringe world level guy. Probably the kind of fight that AJ needs, coming back from his injuries and coming back from what happened to him after the Jake Paul fight. Dangerous because he's got nothing to lose and he can punch, but shouldn't be good enough to trouble AJ if he's still the fighter that he has been for the large part of his career.
What happens if he does lose AJ? Is there a rematch clause in the contract?
Yes, but it would be an absolute disaster. I mean, it would derail the Tyson Fury fight. It would be a huge upset, and it would be an absolute disaster. So let's not think about that, eh?
Dave Melanger, Sports Talk Philadelphia. Eddie, you mentioned before about developing fighters with their hometowns. Now that Jaron Ennis has won the belts, do you feel like the city of Philadelphia is ready to host a major title fight? And what do you think of the overall atmosphere here
Yeah,
tonight?
I mean, tonight, you know, when you get groups of supporters, and I'm not saying we had as many from Philadelphia as there was from Puerto Rico in here tonight, but we had a lot from Philly. And, you know that when we first signed Boots, we went to the arena and we did 15,000 for the Avanesian fight. Like, it was unbelievable. And then we did 10 or 11 for Karen DAZN, which was a rematch no one wanted. And then we went to Atlantic City to fight Stanionis. We did like 11,000 at Boardwalk, which hasn't been done for decades. And then, Lima, which, the fight my man liked here. Again, 10,000 in Philly. But that kind of profile and that kind of performance means we can go back and probably do 20. And I really want to probably bring the next fight back to Philadelphia, whoever it is, to be honest with you, because, don't forget as well, it's, I mean, it's not common knowledge, but Xander has a rematch clause, right? So I believe he'll probably move to 160, but he said in the ring tonight, he said, I didn't struggle at the weight. Like, I felt pretty good. And he might look back and maybe he looks at the third round and says, no, he's got the right to exercise it. But at the same time, he took a lot of punishment. And I think Boots will be much better next time, to be honest with you, because as much experience as he has in terms of fights, that was his first real moment in the madness. And he'll learn a lot from that tonight. He's only just turned 29.
Eddie, J.J. Solomon, the Spit Bucket Podcast. Hey, 2 weeks ago, we spent the fight week hearing you saying, hey, y'all haven't seen anything from Bam. And we heard a similar message for Jaron Ennis all week. We keep seeing explosive results after explosive results. Talk a little bit about what the American fight fans have to look forward to if you can get these guys to their full potential.
Well, I think both of the guys, I think they're very similar in the way that they approach their fights. So, like, for example, Bam goes in the other week against Vargas, and with all due respect to Vargas and to Xander, they have no respect for him, really. They walk them down from the opening bell, stand in the pocket, and just beat them up. But the result of that is really entertaining fights, and probably take a little bit more punishment than the coaches would like. And Bam was the same, wasn't it? I mean, he got hit a lot in that fight, but he chose to get hit a lot in that fight, so he wouldn't give you a 12-round decision, so that he'd wear him down and he'd stop him. So, like, when you look at that pound-for-pound list, who are the guys that come out and fight like that? Who are the guys that make the casual fans go, what a sport, like, this is thrilling? And that's Bam, and that's Boots. I think that's Benavidez as well, not my fighter, but again, really exciting fight to watch. And for me, you know, I know that's what the casuals want to watch. Now, we're all fight fans, hardcore fight fans. We love Devin and we love Shakur, but that's just different, what you see in there tonight. I know the purists will go, oh, he got buzzed and he got hit too much. Yes, I know, but, you know, what you're seeing is thrilling.
Yes, Eddie, Usyk gave up all his titles, and he says he's just going to have one more fight before the what would be the real reason? Is he slipping, you think, or
no, I think
has he accomplished everything?
He's earned the right to do whatever he wants. So he's going to fight Wilder next, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's just the fight that he wants to take. He'll just go to all bidders and he'll say, where's the most amount of money I can get for that fight? And that'll be him done. You know, I think maybe he's realising, does he want to be put under pressure of an order of a fight, a 28-day negotiation, and then a purse bid, and then you have to take part in the fight in the next 90 days? Does he want to go to Germany and fight Kabiel? You know, is he slipping? I don't know. But, you know, I think he's earned the right to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up. Bam with Inaho, is that something they're shooting more towards in February?
So, yeah.
From what his promoter is saying, or his advisor, from what I read, what's happening with that?
So we had a meeting tonight with Robert Garcia and Bam. We've had no approach about the Inoue fight at all. So at the moment, it's just hearsay. You know, Turki Al-Sheikh has mentioned it to me before. But right now, we're planning a defence for Bam in November, December. Sorry, a unification for Bam in November, December. Unless we hear from those guys and they really want to do it, and Bam's ready to move forward with that fight. I think he wouldn't necessarily wait till February. I think if the fight did take place in February, I think he'd bring the next fight forward a little bit and maybe fight Chispa Medina in September or early October. But Bam's ready to fight Inoue, 100%. Like, he has no fear in that fight. We believe we win. Robert would prefer one more fight at 118 pounds before he moves to 122, but very, very comfortable to take that fight if the right offer comes along, but no conversation yet or offer yet about that fight.
Eddie, what's the update with the summit with Dana White and Turki Al-Sheikh and trying to resolve what's going on with Fury and Joshua?
I don't think it's just about Fury and Joshua, to be honest with you. I think it's like, you know, I mean, Turki's, you know, he does often contradict himself in the sense of he loves, excuse my language, he loves the fuckery, right? He loves me and Dana. He loves Frank and Ben Shalot. Like, he loves that world. Yet then he says, guys, come on, because he wants to do things that friction is stopping from happening. So then he wants to bring everybody together. It's very difficult because I don't really want to do that, if I'm honest. But we're partners with him, and you know, I'm not going to say, no, I'm not coming, I'm not going to listen. We'll listen, but I'm not really interested in standing in a room and everyone putting their hands in the middle and going, yeah, here we are, we're at peace, we're moving forward. Because then when you leave the room, everybody starts again anyway. It's like a real life war negotiation, and you see what happens. So I'm enjoying it, to be honest with you. Like, I've not, you know, I really feel like tonight was so important for us on so many different levels, not just for us, but for boxing and for the real boxing. because what they're trying to do is take away the identity of the sport. So we need to fight back, but we do it with a great product. And if, again, like I said, if you were in the arena tonight or you were watching at home, you were mesmerised by the product and the greatness of the sport. So there's nothing wrong with the sport. Like that, when you see fights like that, there's nothing wrong with the sport. So I'll listen. But, you know, and regarding Fury against Joshua, the contract is very clear on so many different levels. And the only way things can change in the contract is with Anthony Joshua and myself agreeing to change that. So if we want to start again and renegotiate the contract, we'll have those conversations with Turki Al-Sheikh. But it'll be a lot easier just to carry on, do the fight in the UK where it should be. But first of all, we've got to win on July 25th. So I don't want to be arrogant enough to say we hold all the aces. But we've got the contract that we wanted and we negotiated. And we don't really want to change anything in that contract. But let's have a chat and see where we get to.
When and where is it?
What?
When and where is this summit?
Supposed to be next week, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see. After that, I'm a bit pumped at the moment. So at the moment, I think, fuck off, I'm not going. To be honest with you.
Eddie.
Honestly, that's how I feel. But maybe tomorrow I'll go, all right, see you there.
Eddie, back here, Eddie. I want to backtrack to tonight's main event, if I can, for a second. You mentioned how entertaining the third round was, particularly. In your opinion, who would give Boots the biggest challenge to create another fight like that from bell to bell?
I think that styles make fights, obviously, and I think Boots chose to fight like that tonight. I think he's never, you know, and I guess he'll answer the questions about how hurt he was. He was clearly buzzed, in my opinion. I won't say that when he's here, just in case he argues that. But yeah, look, I think it's difficult to say he wasn't, you know, you saw him hold an arm, but he was fighting back. It wasn't like he was taking a knee or stumbling around the ring. He was holding a little bit, but he was sitting in a pocket and fighting back. You can't necessarily do that against every style. So maybe if he fights Fundora, someone else, or Virgil, maybe he'll fight a little bit more of a smarter fight. I don't know, if he respects their power a little bit more, I have no idea. But one thing I know is when I sit down to watch a Boots Ennis fight, I don't really have any fears or doubts that he's going to lose. And I did for about 20 or 30 seconds. But other than that, you know, it was a fantastic performance. So I think Fundora's style is always going to be difficult and awkward because of his freakness in terms of his size. I don't think he thinks that's a difficult fight. I think Josh Kelly's super talented. I think he's got great footwork. Again, you know, can he mix with Boots in terms of the power and the speed? And, you know, when you fight with that kind of intensity, you've got to really go some to stay in there. And, you know, I haven't seen the stats, but I think Boots threw a lot of punches. I mean, especially, was it the fourth round he dropped him again? Or fifth? Fifth. The fifth round. I mean, he did come out in the sixth a little bit quieter, Boots. You know what I mean? Like, that fifth was, you know, lively. But I think he'll adapt to all styles.
Eddie, is the Kelly fight bigger here or in the UK?
Boots is a big star everywhere. I mean, the Brits love the boxing. I think Boots against Josh Kelly can fill up the Stadium of Light in Sunderland. But at the same time, we're coming up to, you know, Josh will fight July 25th and then probably November, December. So, you know, could be one for Philly, or, you know, maybe Josh Kelly fights Fundora and maybe we fight Virgil Ortiz. You know, and going back to the comments, someone said, ask Virgil Ortiz if he'll take the fight next, because I don't think he will. And I'd be very surprised because, and by the way, I don't necessarily blame him because he has been out. When was the Lubin fight? I don't know. November last year. So, you know, what are we now? 9 months, 8 months, 9 months. Time he gets in the ring again won't be till September, October. It'll be nearly a year since he's boxed. Are you going to go straight into Jaron Boots Ennis? If you are, let's talk. But realistically, I don't think you are. I think you're going to come back and you're going to go, I want one more fight, and then, which is fine. But, and by the way, we're also not going to sit here and go, we're the champion now. It's a voluntary defence, 15% for a voluntary defence, like you've seen Haney and all these people do. It's like so boring. It's a massive fight. And I can't sit there and tell you that we shouldn't do that fight when I spent 6 months telling you how much we need that fight and boxing needs that fight. So we must make Boots against Ortiz. But realistically, will he do it next? We'll speak to DAZN and Oscar, and if they want to go, we'll consider it with Boots for sure.
And earlier, I think on DAZN, you said that Usyk's fighting Wilder next. Are you surprised he'd go that route instead of Verhoeven rematch?
I mean, I think he'll just go for the best deal, really. He has said for a while he would like to include Wilder in his resume. You know, I was quite surprised. I thought he would fight Rico, but then I thought to myself, you know, he's not. There's no whatever fight Usyk's in next is not a world heavyweight championship. Maybe it's a Zuffa belt or something like that. But it's just like, I feel like if you're not fighting for the world heavyweight, and if it's Usyk against Rico and the world heavyweight championship's not on the line, for me, part of the selling of that fight is to say, but mate, if Rico wins, he becomes world heavyweight champion. That's mental. And now, but I think it's good for the division because I think you're going to see another 3 or 4 champions, which will be interesting.
Eddie, Chris Murray from the Philadelphia Sunday Sun. My question, Boots comes into this fight with a hostile crowd, and you talked about that third round. What did you think of his resolve mentally in this fight? Was that the number one thing that kind of grew in him in this fight?
I think everyone, you know, people will talk about a few things in this fight. People will talk about the performance from Boots. I mean, the power punch in the chin of Xander. They'll talk about, and as they do, boxing, not just media, but oh, Boots got buzzed. Oh, wow, we've never seen that before. But they probably won't say, look what he did after that, right? He bit down on his gum shield, stood in a pocket and traded with him when he was buzzed, broke him down again, got his composure, and came back and stopped him. So you've got to go through these moments as a fighter, and you'll learn so much doing so. And, you know, some people will say, going into this fight, yeah, but how tough is Boots? I think you just found out.
JP Miranda, Latino Sports again.
You know, other promoters would throw you out, you know that, ban you, not me.
Yeah, this is not abnormal for us.
Yeah.
So I don't know if someone mentioned Josh Kelly. I know you brought his name, you broached his name. Would that be something that you would be interested in taking Boots overseas to the UK for? Would that be something of interest to you?
Yeah, I think that should be of interest to everybody, honestly. Like, you know, obviously Boots is making a lot of money. He's on the pound for pound list now. I'm telling you, I think he's the biggest star in the sport moving forward. So, you know, and Boots, I never like saying that Boots isn't a money guy because they should be money guys. And he is. Like, he's got a team of people that have, but Boots is all about legacy, he's about belts, he's about big occasions. And if he likes the idea of going to fight in a stadium in the UK, which I think would appeal to everybody, and the money's right, I think he'd have no problem doing it at all. I do feel like in America, like we have to always use momentum with like what's happened tonight. So what can we achieve with Boots? How big can he be? You know, and whenever you take someone away, you probably take 9 or 12 months to come back. Do you know what I mean? And I think off the back of that, with that kind of momentum, that might not be the best decision, but we'll see.
Now, in regards to Turki Al-Sheikh, recently he made some announcements in regards to his health, him feeling urgency because he may or may not be able to recall his name within the next few years. What were your initial thoughts when you read that message? And how do you think, if something, you know, unfortunately did happen to Turki Al-Sheikh within the next few years, how do you think that would impact boxing with, with Saudi continue to invest significant resources into the boxing?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, I've been kind of aware of that situation for a long time, and you know, we have a great relationship. I like Turkish. I think I would call him a friend. And one thing I'll always say about him so far, he's never gone against his word once, right? Even when not necessarily part of his team, but, you know, have gone sort of tried to sort of maybe think this isn't a good move. When he tells me something, it's always happened, right? So in that sense. I like him. I respect him a lot. And, you know, you always wish good health on everybody, especially your friends. So we hope that he will be around for a long time. Not just in boxing, but in life, because that's a lot more important than boxing. And if he was to, for any reason, leave the sport, and there's other reasons that he might choose to leave the sport, or Saudi might choose to leave the sport, it would be a big blow for the sport. Because I don't agree with everything he's done, but one thing that's undeniable is the contribution that he's made to the sport and the changes that he's made to the sport and the rocket that he's put up the arses of a lot of people in the sport to do better and to make better fights and try harder. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, I think tonight's a good example where I know that Top Rank weren't over the moon with Xander's choice to fight Boots, but you had a fighter who kind of told the promotional company, that's the fight that I want. And they never tried to talk him out of it, whereas maybe in the past they would have, because I feel like sometimes people are just trying to protect their own investments a little bit too much. And obviously with everybody on the same platform, in the past, that fight tonight would have never got made, because there's no way an ESPN Top Rank let Xander Zayas fight Boots on DAZN or give Boots an opportunity on ESPN to fight Xander Zayas. It just wouldn't happen. So I think he's just made everything more competitive, and obviously we hope that he's going to be around for a long time.
Eddie over here, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. There's this young kid you signed from the UK recently, Leo Atang. Been hearing a lot of good things about him. I've heard people say that he's like the next Anthony Joshua. And you got also Mosey Talma in the UK making a lot of noise in the division. How good is Leo, and could that be a fight in the future, Leo versus Moses?
Yeah, so Leo's only 19, so he's a baby, really. I think he's 6 fights in or something like that, and really, really good athlete. Reminds me a lot of Anthony. A little bit smaller, and he's growing. He's like sitting at sort of 240 pounds. Very, very good hand speed, great shot selection. We also have another heavyweight called Tera Moana from Australia, who is serious guy. I think he's 11 wins now, 11 knockouts, 6'7", unbelievable footwork, huge character. He's the real deal. So we got a lot of good young heavyweights coming through. Moses is exceptional. I think I think he'll beat Hrgovic comfortably and become world champion. I think he'll be around for a long time. You know, a lot of those guys they've never, like Moses, has never been in a real fight. That's because he's really good, but that's because he's never really fought any world-class opposition. So this fight against Hrgovic is actually him against world-class opposition. I think he'll still win. But you never really know till you get moments like Boots had tonight. Like, you've got sometimes, I don't know, Boots could have just crumbled tonight and in that moment and gone down and took a knee and said, this ain't for me. So I'm looking forward to Moses in that moment. It might take a little bit of time because he's really good, but Leo against Moses is probably a fight that's 3 years away. But I think inevitable if Leo keeps winning. He'll make his US debut July 18th on the Pacheco card, so you'll get to see him over here.
Eddie, I'm Bobby with Brunch Boxing. I was wondering, I know you spoke on Fundora, Ortiz, and Josh Kelly and everything. Would y'all consider the winner of a Spence versus Zoo?
Yeah, I mean, I think Spence against Boots is a big fight. He's a big name. No disrespect to Zoo, because he's been beaten, at different kind of levels. But one was against Fundora and the other one was against Mertzalaev, who's still a good fighter. Although Josh Kelly beat him. So yeah, Spence is a good name. Charlo, but these guys, they've got to want to get in the ring. But now Boots is that big, they see the money. So we'll see. Here he is, the new unified world champion, Jaron Boots Ennis. Oh, mate.
You holding it down for me?
I've been holding it down for about an hour.
For real?
Yeah. Xander's gone to hospital.
For real?
Yeah, he's okay, but just for precaution. So he won't be in it. Guys, questions? Raise your hand. You'll get the microphone.
Boots, congratulations. What was going through your mind in the third round?
Huh?
What was going through your mind in the third round?
I was chilling, cool, calm, collected.
Nothing. Gotcha. Do you still want to be undisputed? Is the goal?
Most definitely. Undisputed for sure.
Oh, wait.
Hold on, wait to the mic, yeah.
Hey, Boots, Radio Raheem down in the front. Did I hear you correctly? Because sometimes I can't hear in the arena. Did you say that you weren't hurt in the third round?
No, I was chilling. You know, I just a little lazy on the inside. Got quoted a good shot, but I was cool. Yeah.
Did you feel like that third round was the toughest round of your fight career thus far?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm cool, calm, and collected. You know, when it's madness going on, I just get calm. You know, and just be patient.
I mean, I asked you these questions because, granted, you know, you stopped him in the seventh. It was a tremendous performance. But from the audience side, it looked like a tough fight. It didn't look easy. It didn't look, you know, like a walkover.
Yeah.
Where do you rate this fight competition-wise?
Oh, solid competition. Xander, a great fighter. Hope he okay. Yeah, you know, whether he move up to 60 or stay at 54, I think he'll be a champion again.
Is Fedora a name that might be on your mind?
Bring him on.
Thank you.
This is Chris Murray from the Philadelphia Sunday Sun. I gotta ask you a question. With all the crowd booing you and all, did you actually draw some energy from that? Did that make you want to get out there and take him on even more?
I loved it. You know, I love the booing. You know, I was playing into it. You know, with the going like that. But yeah, I love it. You know, it turned me up even more.
David Linger, Sports Talk Philadelphia. Jaron, so first off, how's it feel to be the champion and in another weight class? And what does it mean to bring the belts back home to Philadelphia? And how do you feel about defending those belts in front of the home fans back in Philly?
I feel great. I feel tremendous, you know, to be able to. It's my second weight class, unified, you know, and like I said, this run right here is called the Legacy Tour for me. You know, I'm here to take over this division and be the face of boxing. You know.
Boots in the middle. Sorry. Sorry.
Bozy, Boots said that he was chilling in the third round. What was your perspective from what you saw from the corner?
He was chilling. I had to put some hot water on him.
I come back to the corner. He like, yo, man.
Because I know.
Yo, man, stop playing. I'm like,
yeah, he like to have fun though. Y'all gotta calm me down sometimes.
I just got a little lazy a little
then
bit.
Then he get a little lazy. He lay back sometimes, and you know what I mean.
Cause it be so like
It'd
easy.
be easy.
Yeah.
You see, like he love to fight, man. He can box. You see, first round, how many jabs that boy got hit with? You know what I mean? He didn't throw the right hand behind it, and then he throw the left hook behind it. Just kept on jabbing him. He like to play. He like to have fun. I always tell him to have fun doing it though, but get him out of here though.
What was your level of concern while that was happening in the third
I
round?
wasn't worried about nothing that Xander had when it come to Boots. I wasn't worried about nothing at all. When he fights, I don't worry, man. I don't worry at all. They can hear me, brother.
Boots and Bozy, over here.
That's right. That's right.
So for the fight, you came into a hostile territory. It was probably like one of the only times that you've been booed. You've been on the opposite side.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't think they really was booing them.
No, you know what I hate? It's booze.
No. Nah, I get it. No, but from our vantage point, but yeah, no, they definitely did. But from our vantage point, there were a lot of Puerto Ricans in the crowd. You know, they were backing Xander.
I love Puerto Ricans though. They all stick together.
Oh yeah, for sure. But y'all. But my question was, do you guys feel like you won?
I'm talking like I'm supposed to talk.
Do you guys feel like you won over the crowd? And Boots, can you give yourself a grade on tonight's fight? And just in the third part, Virgil came out and said that he was going to sleep you. So I just want to know your comments on those.
Why he ain't take the fight in the beginning? You know what I'm saying? Bro, I ain't be talking, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to tell you, I'm really different. He gonna see firsthand. Cause he gets hurt a lot. He flat-footed, and he been dropped multiple times. When he get hit by me, it's gonna be different. I'm trying to tell y'all.
And what would you grade your performance?
My performance today, I gotta go back and watch it. I'll probably give myself like a C though. I know I'm way better than that, you know. And like a C plus, you know. I'm way better than that, you know. I was listening to the corner a little bit, not too much, you know. They was telling me to do speed, and I was one shot popping. It's the shots that you don't see. I should have been using a little bit more speed, but everything is gonna be good. We're gonna go back to the the lab and get ready. And take over this division, sharpen up.
Jaron, congrats on a great performance and the knockout. It seemed like you were hitting him with the jab early in the first 10 seconds of the fight, but you ultimately made it a fight and not just a boxing match. And made that young man fight for his life and made it a sink or swim kind of matchup, kind of fight. How much of that was on purpose, to break him in this fight? And do you feel like you broke him and it was smart of the towel to come in after that third knockdown? You got him to a knee.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I thought he should probably stop in like the fifth. It was like the fifth round. I think he should probably stop in the fifth round. He was taking a lot of punches and things like that. But yeah, that's about it.
I know you've been tired of hearing about Terrence Crawford throughout the build up to this fight, but he did tweet something that definitely seemed like in relation to this fight, without saying much, but given a tweet right after the fight. Any response to Terrence Crawford, who had something to say?
Yeah, we ain't worried about what he got to say. He retired. We focus on task and taking over this division. We ain't worried about no retired fighters.
Yeah, y'all keep on throwing Terrence up. Terrence, he's retired. Leave Terrence alone. Let him do what he's supposed to do. Y'all may have fun and enjoy his family.
Boot.
Who that?
All
of them. I don't care who makes the statement. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you like it is.
But,
yeah.
Boots Bosey, man, congrats. Hell of a fight, hell of a performance, man. Question, were you more shocked that he made it out of that first round assault, or that he got up from that perfectly placed, the second knockdown? Were you more shocked that he got up from that, or made it out of the first round?
I don't know.
The world wants to know.
I mean, the first knockdown, I wasn't trying to like really rush it. I knew he a game fighter. He got good fundamentals. He's a solid fighter, and he was a champion for a reason. So you can't just go in there and rush it and try to get the knockout. You gotta be patient, and that's what I did. So, but the second knockdown, I definitely thought he was going. I ain't even gonna lie.
I want to count it. I want to see the count back.
Yeah.
What did he get up at? 9 or 10?
And he was wobbly too.
I felt like he was still on a knee at 9 or 10. I don't believe he was on his feet fully at 10. But
Did you think that? Excuse me. Do you think that Xander was a better fighter than you expected? Did he getting up off the canvas, continuing to fight on until he got stopped? Did that surprise you?
I knew he was a solid. I kept saying it. I knew he was a solid fighter. He got great fundamentals, or good fundamentals, and he a young hungry champion. He wasn't going to back down. He had the confidence, and just levels.
I was hearing a lot in the build-up to this fight that you don't mind getting hit. You accept being hit so that you can stay in the pocket and exchange. Was that a decision you were making tonight, or was Xander landing punches?
Who said that?
This has been the narrative in the media. Well, Jaron gets hit. That's not what I'm saying. But Jaron gets hit because he lets himself be hit so that he can stay in the pocket and in exchange. Right. So the punches landed on you were to Xander's credit.
I mean, you could say that, but then it's me having them little lazy moments and just not being sharp like how I'm supposed to be, and you gotta get out of that habit, just them little lazy moments, and we're gonna go work on that on the gym, fix those things.
And lastly, giving yourself the C+, is that all you would work on? Or is there any other adjustments you would make looking back on the fight?
We're gonna work on everything. You can't never think you can't get better. You can't get too big headed. I'm gonna go back to working on whatever I need to work on, whether it's a jab, movement, defense, just work on everything. Just get better.
Congratulations and thank you.
Appreciate it.
A question for you, Eddie. Where do you think Boots should be on the pound-for-pound list right now?
Should be.
In your opinion?
All I say is he should be on it. I've said before, it's all very well having pound-for-pound quality, which he has. Everyone knows he has, but you got to rack the wins, and he did it at 147. He beat Stanionis, who was the number one in the division, who no one wanted to fight. And now he's moved up to 54. He's become a two-time unified two-weight world champion. So, pound-for-pound list is the pound-for-pound list. We don't, but for me, of course, you enter the list after a performance like that.
Quick question for you, Mr. Boozy. What kind of water are these people drinking in Philadelphia? And you have some of the greatest fighters to come out of Philly. You have some of the greatest fighters to come out of Philly. You've never seen a bad fighter come out of Philadelphia. I mean, you've been around many of the great fighters from Philadelphia. What goes into making these great fighters coming out of Philadelphia? Can you share a little something with that?
Say it again.
You have some great fighters coming out of Philadelphia. Some of the greatest fighters. You've never seen a bad fighter come out of Philadelphia. Of course, your son is a great fighter also. Just wanted to get a little recap.
Well, Philly is the mecca of boxing, man. You want to make it, you come through Philly, you got to make it. Once you come through Philly, and you make it through Philly, you can make it anywhere.
Guys, last question.
Congratulations, gentlemen. That is what New York City boxing is really, really about. It really reminded me of Miguel Cotto, Sergio Martinez, Madison Square Garden. I never felt the garden shake like that, and that's what this evening felt like. It was really boisterous shaking. I know you guys spent a lot of time promoting the Virgil Ortiz fight. You guys went down to his fight, his last fight, got in the ring and promoted it. Now, I know you're talking about you want to chase the belts as well. Is it a priority at this point for you in the Virgil Ortiz fight? Is that a priority for you?
I'm here to be undisputed and break up these belts, but if we can't get these other guys and Virgil Ortiz available, let's make it happen.
By the way, we flew to Texas
We went down there on our own.
to sit there with no tickets, right?
And it was trying to
No one wanted us there. We didn't have any tickets in the corral. We sat backstage. DAZN ended up putting us in the corral. They didn't want us to go in the ring. We found our way to get in the ring. If Virgil Ortiz, who I respect and I like the guy, if he really, where is he?
Right.
I would be fucking crawling here tonight.
Senior said that you guys need to do more to earn a fight with him. Do you think tonight was enough?
Yo, what? I don't know what he's talking about.
He said that.
Listen, listen. That was before tonight, right? Yeah. Listen, we don't need to prove nothing. We don't need to chase a fight with Virgil.
It was more than enough.
Yeah, okay. But what I'm saying, listen, we're not getting into that. What I'm saying is, listen, and I said this before Boots come in. We are not going to sit there with full of arrogance like some people would right now and say, tough luck, Virgil Ortiz. He's the unified world champion. He's a superstar of the sport. Get in line and take your 15% for a voluntary defence. That's what some people would say if they were arrogant. What we say is, we love the big fights. But we took that Virgil Ortiz fight. He signed for that fight, right? We took that fight for no belt. We took it for the fans to prove he was the best. Unfortunately for Virgil Ortiz, the team, everybody, Everett, Sean, we did an unbelievable job to land the unified world championship. And now he's the unified world champion. So, sorry, Virgil, in a way, we want to be undisputed. But we don't rule out that fight. It's a big fight. But he's about legacy. As he said, it's the legacy tour. It's the IBF and the WBC to win. And that's the plan. Ladies and gentlemen.
Jaron said at one point that you wouldn't let him fight Conor Ben when you had Conor Ben. He said absolutely not.
Yeah, because I liked Conor Ben at the time. And yeah, listen, Josh Kelly's a much better fighter than Conor Ben, with all due respect. Conor Ben's a huge name. He's done a great job. Josh Kelly's a great fighter. Very talented, good footwork. And he wants the big fights. Josh wanted to fight Xander Zayas. Josh wanted to fight Fundora. Josh wants to fight Boots. So Josh fights July 25th. Maybe next is Josh Kelly against Boots Ennis for 3 belts. Or, no, it's not high. No, we're unified here. But Louis DeCubas has already messaged and said, let's make the Fundora fight. It's a huge fight. Boots against Fundora. Huge. But guess what? He did it. And he's a unified world champion. And he's the new fucking superstar of boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, Jaron Boots Ennis. Yeah.
Y'all see the joint trend, don't y'all?
He's devastated.
New year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get